If you gave me 2 more hours in the day and I couldn't spend them doing what I currently do now, because I might accidentally, I would spend them with my girlfriend and my friends. That's like the thing that I think would expand my happiness more. And actually, it was my birthday last week, so I flew all of my best friends over the last 10 years to my house in LA, and we had a week where I wasn't in work. I didn't do any work. Well, not really. And it's like the most amazing week of the year, just to spend time with my best friends who've been there for me for the last 15 years, and to just do fuck all and just chill out and just to catch up and talk to each other. I know this to be true, and all of the billionaires, including Ray Dalio that I interviewed this morning and the billionaire that I interviewed yesterday, they all say the same thing. At the end of the day, and it's super cliche, but it's true, at the end of the day, it comes down to relationships. It all comes down to relationships. And if you ever get like wildly successful and you buy a big house, the first thing you think when you walk in it is, who? Like, that's the question. Who with? Because I've had that feeling of walking into a new big house and thinking, okay, this means nothing unless it's full of other people that I love. And so it's a balancing act of, I've seen so many people, and from podcasting, I've seen so many people that burn all the bridges before they get there. I think I've done a fairly good job of not doing that. I have my same group of 6 best friends. I've been with my girlfriend now for 7 years. Probably should put a ring on it. I know I'm working on that. But I've said before the end of this year.
And here she is. Our last surprise guest.
But no, it's the most important thing,
How do you, I feel like a problem that we have is actually protecting our time. Because we went through 5-6 years of what felt like a lack of opportunity coming our way. And then when we gained some traction, opportunities came our way, and it was, of course, you say yes. You say yes, you say yes, you say yes. And I don't think we've been able to get out of that mindset. Really. You know, I mean, like even for us this year, like Samir and I were talking, our homes burned down in January and we both had our first kids. And a couple of weeks later, we were like, yeah, let's do this. I think we could do it. This is the year. And I don't even know if we have the tools yet. I think we're learning them. But how do you have the tools and the frameworks to say no when you, and I'm not saying we should have said no to this, but I'm saying, like, how do you look at opportunities? Because you obviously have them coming. How do you know yes or no?
I think maybe this goes back to what I was saying about being really principled. Because that's the great thing about principles. They endure through different contexts and over time. And I've spent the last, I'd say, decade getting like really clear on my principles. I spend a lot of time writing as well. So before my birthday week, I was in Cape Town alone for 10 days. And all I did for those 10 days was go through my diary for the last 2 years, all of the notes that I've made. Some of them are sentences, some of them are screenshots. And I converted all of them into chapters for a new book. And I can't tell you how much having some time away from the portrait so you can see the full picture allows you to understand what to do in those moments. In fact, you know, Ray Dalio said to me this morning, he said the single most important thing he's done for his success in his entire career, the single most important thing was he spends 20 minutes every morning meditating. And like, if you're not a meditator, that sounds like super wanky. And you think, not for me, that's for the spiritual lot. But it's remarkable how many of the world's most successful entrepreneurs, innovators, people who you look at and go, how did they see around the corner time and time again? All of them seem to say to me that meditation is the reason. Steve Jobs was a prime example. If you look at the iPhone, the iMac, and his decisions, his counterproductive decisions to remove Java, to take away the headphone jack, to remove the keyboard, all of these things that at the time were crazy people talk,